Alright, let's do this. Good evening, everybody. It's Rodin, and welcome to IRL Station Trading episode 66. Oh man, let's do this. It's so exciting. Let's do this. Alright, so doing our regular thing, doing the ISK thing, right? So that's kind of what we do, alright? But we're adding a new segment today. So we'll go through the same calls, have a discussion, but towards the end, we're going to be doing something different. We're going to be adding an IRL Station Trading segment. Okay, so it's just like as it sounds. We're actually going to be we're going to be using our Eve skills and seeing how that pans out when we try to do like stocks for real. All right, I'm gonna reach into my watch lists, into my stock watch list, and see if we can do some analysis. All right, so that's what we'll do towards the end of the show. We'll do the in-game Eve stuff first, all right? Then we'll do the IRL stuff, okay? Well, thank you for following Wex Waff, appreciate it. All right, let's do this. As usual, go through our calls, all right? Actually, let's do a quick review of what we're going to be going over besides our calls. I'm going to do that, all right? Review. We're going to be going over some items, okay? I owe an investment report, all right? Gonna be doing that. Besides the investment report, some market update items. Nothing too crazy, nothing crazy. All right, let's do this. Reviews, all right. First up to review. We called Megasite for a buy for 500 ISK. Let's see how well that panned out. I think it reached it. I think it reached it today. It's not showing right now. But the Dodge makes it look like it reached it. I mean, that kind of sucks, because we can't really tell if that's an accurate Dodge. It looks like it made it. It looks like, but something tells me that actually did it. It's one of those, the way it shows itself, it looks really odd, especially on the last day. It may be a little bit, the range is a lot bigger than it realistically is. I think I'm gonna say no, it didn't reach it, but I think calling it at 500 was a decent move. I think we're getting caught up again with these calls being actually more permanent for 2 weeks. Man, I hate it when that happens, man, because there's really no way for me to show it properly. But I think 500 ISK from last week was an okay place to place for a buy order. Even if it doesn't make it, I bet you if you still have pending 500 ISK buy orders for Megasite, I'm pretty sure it's actually gonna get filled by next week. Pretty sure. Okay, so so on that call. Our next item, Zydrine for 450. Oh, hey, buckle up, sub man. Make it. I think it made it, man. Oh my god. If not, it's really close. I think it made it. Getting caught up on this dodging again, man. I totally made it on the last recorded day. 450. Boom. To the cent. To the cent, baby. Let's do this. All right, so it did make it. It definitely made it because it's registering as a mean. So yeah, it definitely made it. Made our call. Is that an okay call for this 3-month window? I think so. That's bottom buy order for the last 3 months. Yeah, absolutely. Good call. Good call. Good call. So hopefully someone picked that up. 450 ISK for Zydrine on buys. Alright, next item, guys. Pith A-type medium shield booster, 300. 300 mil. Looking back at that, I think that was... It might be a bit aggressive. Let's take a look. Pith 8-type medium shield booster. For what I don't normally call medium shield booster, dead space. So that's that. Oh, I think it just missed it. I think it just missed touching the 300 mil mark. That sucks. That really sucks. Let's see. Yeah, it hasn't made it yet, but it's so close, man. It's right there. It's so close. It's so close. If you give it enough more time, I don't think it's actually gonna get to the 300. It may get to just 300 and then bounce back up. But that's a good try. I think that was a good try. Because let's say you do get a 300 within the next few days. If it makes it there. I'm not sure if it actually will. It may be about ready to bounce back up. I mean, for the last 3 months, it was able to touch back into, well, into what, the 550 mil zone. And if you were to get the Pith A for 300 million and flip it to 500 plus, that's huge. That's huge. If you still have orders for 300 million for the Pith A type medium shield boosters, I say just, it's not gonna, if you can afford to keep the ISK there, it's not gonna hurt you to actually just keep the buy order. Why not? Give it a few more days. Give it like 3 more days. Give it through the weekend. If it doesn't materialize through the weekend, I'd say pull the order, do something else with it if you want. That's what I would do. Alright, next one will be Hecate Cell at 42 mil. A-Side 9A, what's up, buddy? I think it made it. I think it totally made it. Yeah, it hit 42. Alright, it made it. I think this is, if I remember correctly, this is one of the calls that we weren't going to be too aggressive on. We're just going to play off the already established ceiling, which made sense at that time, and I'm glad we did. So it was a good call for 42 mil Hecate for a sell. Let's see where it's at now. Yeah, it can still see it. You can still see it. Alright. Hey, Famos. What's up, man? Alright, thank you for following, Narella N. Appreciate it. Yeah, it made it. It's dropping now. But it's still, the dungeon still reaches up to, what's the top end here? That's exactly 42. Famous says, do you have my own, if I have my own Twitch channel? No, I used to, but no one really watched it, so that's why I'm here now. I used to, but it's one of those things, man. It's nicer being out and be connected with people that can actually see your stuff, so. I don't know if this will continue. It's kind of weird. Hey, SRS, just keep up the good work. Hey, thanks, bud. Wait till you start seeing our IRL Station Trading stuff. It's not gonna be nearly as crazy as the Eve related stuff, I think. At least in the beginning, it's gonna be like back to basics type things. But I think people will be able to walk away with knowing the concepts better and being able to apply it to Eve and real life. Because that's actually one of my goals, is to actually be in a position to where I can just do the stock thing and do the Eve market thing, and that's it. That's life. That's my retirement life. A good call the Hecate 42 mil. Sell. Have ISK what do? Man. Oh, just hang around, Famous, and we'll And that's what we'll do as far as this trading stuff. So it's not, unfortunately, it's not a whole lot of us that actually present this material. So I know there's me and there's the Lone Wolf. That's kind of it. That's kind of it. That's kind of it. Oh, Bargos, rather retiring. That's retiring right now. Life. Oh, for you? My goodness, jeez. I won't experience it for another shy of 3 years. Shy of 3 years, like 2.5 years, like legit 2.5 years. Figure out a way to stay in Europe, and then that's it. I'm just gonna lay low and drink wine and socialize with ladies, and that's it. That's it, man. But I'm looking to retire my Veldspar. Bro, that's a lot of Veldspar. That's a lot of Veldspar, man. Yeah, man, I'm not looking to go back to the United States. I'm really not. Much love to America, much love to my people back there, but bro, I can't go back to that grind. I cannot go back to that grind. You send me to Spain. I've been here for a few months now, probably close to 6 months now. And you tell me that I may have to go back to America? Bro, no, I'm not going back there. No way, I'm not going back there. No way. I don't want that grind. I don't want none of that grind, man. Just give me that dove life. I don't want to go back to low sec. Just give me that dove life, man. Nord 11 says only Caribou can retire on Veldspar. All other Veldspar reservoirs are inferior. Bro, that's true. That's true. Buckle Up says people used to get in boats piling on top of themselves to come to the U.S. Yeah, true. Now people are fighting to stay out. I'm one of those guys, man. I'm one of those guys because you don't realize how crappy it is until you leave it. You don't realize how needlessly busy it is until you leave it. It's amazing. I'm very fortunate to be here. I'm very fortunate to be in Europe. Love being here, man. Please let me stay. Please, please, please let me stay. Immigration madness. Please let me stay. Let's not get started on that. This is an inappropriate channel. Otto von Otter says racism and apathy plus greed and envy. I pass. I agree. I like being here. Alright. Back to Eve stuff. Worm for 70 mil. I think this is a bit aggressive of a call, guys. Worm for 70? That's a bit much. I don't ever recall paying 70 mil for a worm. Oh my god, did it reach it? Holy crap, it reached it. It actually surpassed it. What was that? Okay, so the highest mean, 74. 74. Whoa. Kulo says, where do you stand on the Spanish conflict for Catalonia independence? I don't have an opinion on it, to be honest, because for one, I've never been to Barcelona. Don't know any Catalans, to be honest. So I don't know what the actual argument is. Like realistically, not mainstream media argument, but the real like people to people argument. I don't know what it is. I don't have an opinion on it. But for me personally, I was actually intending to. One of my plans was actually to look into moving to Barcelona after retirement and live out there because it's a little. I think it's a little easier for non-Spanish speakers, I think. So that's why I was looking, and I definitely am curious as to whether I'll be okay there knowing just English and Spanish, for sure. But until the conflict or whatever it is that's happening kind of figures itself out, that's probably going to be off the list, to be honest. But we'll see. One can hope. I got a few years, so. And all pirate figs are sky high. Makes me sad. Are they really? Is it a market play or is it actual genuine demand, Akula? What do you think? That's kind of your shtick. So what do you think, man? I definitely value your opinion. A good call on worm. That was actually a bit of a... We could have been more aggressive with that, but I was afraid to be aggressive because I think I was I was afraid because of the previous calls that I was making. I didn't want to really pull the trigger. I think I really should have pulled the trigger on this one. But 70 mil was a good benchmark. It was good, and we passed it. Okay. Who says, "Oh, buckle up, dealers are low." Oh, bro, they had nowhere to go but down. Buckle up, they had nowhere to go but down. Being that aggressive on the increasing value of Gilas, that was a normal reaction, I think. Who says, "I think the supply is in the toilet for some reason." Supply is in the toilet, really? Like people not bothering to farm because they're busy doing something else. People not bothering to farm because they're taking a break, right? I mean, we see that though, right? I think I mean, I'm really not a fan of worms right now. I haven't been a fan of worms since they made the really aggressive change to them 2 years ago. So yeah, it's not my thing anymore. But back in the day, man, worms were super oppressive. Super oppressive. All right. Cool says Daredevil sell it over 70 mil. Ooh, I used to buy them at 50. Oh, I used to buy them at less than 50, bro. Less than 50. Famous says, "I'm happy about the Serbs. Price is good now." Are they low? I mean, use something long enough, especially in a doctrinal level, and they'll eventually kind of stabilize at a low trade channel, right? But it's a little different if it's a Tech 2 item, because especially in the environment that we have in null now, where you're a lot more capable of doing local production, right? G. Kazman says, "Aren't Gila War BPCs farmed from Garista escalations? Considering the state of the region, that makes sense." Yeah, but you'd be surprised how many people actually hold on to stuff, though. I kind of tend to fall back into that idea that things that are farmed aren't necessarily sent to market immediately. Things that are farmed have a tendency to be stored, and we won't see them for months, if not years, you know? ECM ships? I'm not a fan of ECM, man. It's just me. Great speculation buy? You think so, bro? Widows and Rooks. Whoa. Superposition says, "Moved my family from USA to Scotland." Good for you. I was actually looking into Scotland myself. Last year, we'll never go back to the grind. Never did enjoy paying $800 a month for health insurance. Bro. That's real, man. That's real. So I'm very fortunate to be here, because otherwise I'd probably be back in the States. Well, I love being here, man. Don't get me wrong, man. I love my family back in the States, but personally, I love living in Europe. Griffin Navy, all these same ships took a major nerf in the last patch. Same with Hicks. Hicks are nasty, man. Hicks are I just saw a tweet from, I think it was Rise, that was about a forum post about the Hicks. I haven't quite really wrapped my head around that, to be honest. As far as... Yeah, I haven't really quite wrapped my head around that. So there's a lot of moving parts to that, man. Like, it would be silly of me to make a comment. Especially right now where things are too kinetic. Buckle Up says, "Claude Malediction will go up in volume because of Scepter nerf." Go up in volume and supply because people are going to try to sell them? Maybe. Maybe. But that, in and of itself, will be one of the reasons that's going to cause a stabilization in the prices after about a week or so. This claw is going to be useless for fleets. What? Griffin Navy was dumb 1v1 anyway. I used to like when I flew the Griffin Navies, I didn't even put ECM stuff on them. I played them like I flew them like Merlins, like straight up Merlins, man. Like, cause they're so tanky. If you take away the ECM stuff and use all those resources for tank and weaponry, it's actually pretty beast. But then it's kind of like awkward because you're like, oh, it's meant to do ECM. But eh. Oh, I think there's one more we gotta look at, guys. Sorry. Alright, last item for review. Hypersynaptic fibers at 16K. First sell. For a sell, it made it off Donchen. But hard to tell how consistent it was. So it would have been right here. Made it off Donchen, but the mean's like right here below. So yeah. If you were lucky, you may have been able to offload it at 16. But for normal people that can't update their orders more than once a day, probably not. Alright, probably not. Alright, so so on the review. I think there were some good calls, some bad calls, just about half and half. Alright. But I think that's gonna be I'm okay with that. I'm okay with having less than stellar performance on the calls, as long as we can give better context for why the calls are at least how we're predicting they're gonna be. Okay. Because this show really isn't for me. It's not for me, guys. It's if I can help one guy out there to, enter the market and have more confidence, bro, mission accomplished. Mission accomplished. I'm good with that. I'm totally good with that. All right. If one guy, if we get one more participant in the greater public market because of what we do here, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. Of course, if you're gonna be wrong at the time, you may as well flip a coin. Well, wrong in a, I think the buy and sell aspect is correct, but calling it to a price, that's where we're starting to get wrong. I think we'll get there. We'll find a balance. Right now, I think we're too aggressive, but at the same time, a one week periodicity is a bit short. It's a bit short. Really got to figure out a way to do 2 weeks, maybe even 3 weeks. So if anyone can give some suggestions on how we can probably do that as far as the formatting of the show is concerned, that'd be I'm all ears, man. I'm all ears. Platinum? You want to take a look at platinum right now? Yeah, sure. Why not? It's a good time to buy. Good time to buy plat. Bro, I'm not gonna do raw ores, man. No way. No way. Not in Jita. No way. For plat or for a bright spot, Bargos? As far as that hold call. What we got next? Oh, alright, so that was our reviews. Meh. Otto Von Otter says, what do you think of reaction mats in market in Delve? They have been pushed up so much you actually lose money if you buy mats and then try to do reactions. Oh my god, really? Let me read that again. What do you think? Reaction mats. So do you mean raw materials? Is that what you mean, Otto? They have been pushed up so much you actually lose money if you buy mats and then try to do reaction. So it's more expensive in Delve than it is to actually import them from Jita? Is that what you're saying? Oh, Bargos, yeah. It's in regards to making more than 1 week. Yeah, okay. Well, if buying from your local Delve land market is no longer profitable, then you should probably import. I mean, that's the answer, right? Yeah, it has to be the answer. It has to be. It has to be. But if you try to use ITL, the cut for transport removes your profit. There's no way around that, man. There's no way around that. There's no way around that. No way. Unless you can be the transport service, but then again, you're still paying. You yourself would then be paying for fuel, You may no longer be paying for someone to move your stuff, but you're still paying for fuel, right? But then most people don't even factor in fuel costs for some reason. Don't be one of those people. Don't be one of those people. Ace of Nines, as that happens, not everyone that works in the market makes good decisions. Not everyone checks their prices, costs. Yeah, that's true. People are more than happy to follow suggestions that a good portion of the time is actually pretty bad. It's the nature of people, man. It's the nature of people. Nature of people. Fuel is spendy. Yeah, it is. Like I used to do imports, and the only time I would import is when I actually had courier jobs to do, because then someone else would be paying for my fuel. I'm that dirtbag, man. I'm sorry, guys. I'm that dirtbag. Oh, I'll import some stuff because there's some room on this courier job, and someone already paid for my fuel. It's one of those things. I'm sorry, guys. It's one of those things. But we did mention how I really can't get away with that anymore with our new Jump Freighter model, Jump Freighter business model, unfortunately, because it's supposed to be more full. My loads would be more full, but I don't think we're quite there yet. House has a good idea. Now I have a reason to fly a Jump Freighter. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, right? Like I have a RIA, so it's not appropriate. I don't live in the appropriate space for a RIA because I can't mine my own fuel. Even if I were able to mine my own fuel, I'd rather not mine my own fuel. I'd rather people pay for my fuel or put it on top as part of my overhead costs to place things in the market. You know, so. Ex-member says ARC is top at the moment on fuel costs. Really? Damn. ARC's actually, it's got good hauling capacity, to be honest. It's got good hauling capacity. All right, so real quick on the market updates. So now, what am I up to? What am I doing? Doing less trading, but I'm doing more faction stuff. So what do I mean by that? Few weeks ago, let's say, I think about 2 or 3, probably closer to a month ago, actually, I managed to buy Stratios BPCs from reputable sellers. Appreciate it, guys. And you know who you are. From reputable sellers that were able to get me 4 BPCs for 170 mil. BPCs, okay, 170 mil. The material cost at buy orders in Jita to complete a Stratios build, depending on day of the week, ranges from 5 to 7 mil material cost, mineral cost for the Stratios, right? So 170 mil BPC, that's a 7 mil material cost. 177 total cost for us Stratios, okay? Let's see how much they are right now. So I just want to show things. All right, good to go. It's looking good. Sell at 200, 209, okay? 177 total cost, 209 potential sell, okay? $18 difference. 18% difference. So I think I'm gonna make plays on faction ships. But this is the thing, though, guys. Not a lot of people can actually afford. I shouldn't say that. Not a lot of people have the patience to make plays that require like 2-3 months to pan out, right? But I'm okay with that. I'm totally fine with that. I'm totally fine with that. So I think one of the things I'm going to add to my repertoire here is buying faction ship BPCs while they're down, while the actual final product is down, because then I can get the BPCs for cheaper. So that gives me a little bit of leeway as far as how to sell the final product. I can resell the BPCs just as easily, right? I can spend the meager amount of minerals needed to build the dang thing and then sell the final product. All right. So I think I'm going to stick to that as I'm going to add that type of activity to my business model personal business model as far as what I do with my ISK, because I'm a pretty lazy guy when it comes to EVE stuff, right? I'm pretty lazy. So things that take 3 to 6 months to pan out, I'm actually quite okay with that, because of gains of 18%, you know, and just waiting on it. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. So that's what I've been doing. If anyone does something similar, I'd like to hear about your experience to see if it's actually worthwhile. ASI90 says, you do that in HiSec or you sell those ships somewhere else? I keep it all in HiSec. Keep it all in HiSec. As far as selling in the public market in nullsec, a lot of people have this idea that's super lucrative, but it all depends on your community. It all depends on your organization that you belong to. If the people that you are with in nullsec, it's not that many people, and the major platform for getting things into market is through imports, then that's not making it, right? That's not making it to public markets. These are one-on-one trades. These are corp trades. These are alliance level trades, right? You're not going to be able to participate if these are interactions that are happening behind closed doors. It's kind of the crappy part with nullsec, the crappy part and the good part when it comes to nullsec markets. A lot of those things you just can't see just by playing the game. Just by looking at the game, you can't see it. You kind of have to be connected to people that do these things. That's why I harp on so much on knowing people and interacting with people. Markets is a people game. If you can kind of accept that and work with that, you're going to be very successful, especially in nullsec. Especially in nullsec when your success relies on who you know. A lot of the times it relies on who you know. All right. But simply answer that question. Yeah, I do this in HiSec. In HiSec. Buckle up says Plex. It was up like a week ago, bro. See where it's at right now. Past 3 mil, not bad, not bad. There's no way it can sustain past 3 that long though. It's no way. It's hit a ceiling, bro. Man, it's hit a ceiling. It's hit a ceiling. Time to sell. Time to sell. If you're in the market for Plex, don't buy. You're paying too much right now. Don't buy. Don't buy. Don't buy. Paying too much. Well, yeah, 2.8, 2 weeks out. Right. Argos, it's crashing the profits in injector markets at the moment. Yeah, I'm sure it is, man. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. Injectors will skyrocket, I think. Injectors, not for a while. Not for a while. The relationship between Plex and injectors, they follow each other, but it's staggered, right? It's staggered. So, and the one we kind of had to retire Plex and injectors because otherwise we can make Plex and injector calls like every other week. You know what I mean? But we had to retire them. But just know that there's an actual relationship between the Plex and the injectors, and Plex injectors and sales, like actual store sales. Okay. Bargos has went from 1.5 mil per account down to 600 mil per account at one point, but it's climbing back a little. Yeah, it is. It is. Ex-members, considering Plex, multi-license price, and extractors, injectors cost way less than they should. SP farming is nearly impossible at the moment. It's impossible unless you're willing to commit to the scale needed. If you are able to commit to the scale needed, it's still profitable. But it's a bit of a trap, right? Because you can commit to the scale now, but 2 months later, you need to still scale out even more because I think EVE players are, in general, are autistic enough to keep up with the scale. They're autistic enough to keep up the scale. Like you're not really gonna. I don't think the goal is ever to make skill farms go away, because that I don't think you ever can, because you're gonna have to somehow convince people that it's not worth it. But But time and time again in EVE, we've seen that people are more than willing to do the work for less and less profit. Miners, I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you. I'm sorry guys, but I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you. People are more than happy to do more work for less pay. Vargo says CCP would lose too much from killing them off. Yeah, I agree. It's a business, man. It's a business. It'll be at least 3K subs a month down, likely more. Bro, way more than that. Way more than that. Way more than that. Because some of these farmers are pushing several hundred. So yeah, 3K is a super low number. Super low. I don't know how they manage it, man. That's a lot of clicking. That's like a lot of clicking, like every 2 months, you know? Maybe less. All right. Oh, so within the market update, I'm doing faction ship BPCs. Long-term play, 3 to 6 months. Okay. If you're a faction ship pirate, faction ship BPC seller, I'm interested. Call me. Vargo says, it's not too bad, but I'm only at 15 accounts. Is it worthwhile to do 15 though, Bargos? Because that seems kind of low. Is that worthwhile to do 15? Bargos says, I bet it clicks equal planetary interaction. Even with the new model though, buckle up. I haven't done the Plex, the PI, because no, I don't wanna do it. I don't wanna do it. No, I don't wanna do it. There's easier ways to make money. I don't wanna do it. All right. Is it nice? Is it better? Is it less clicks? Oh, investor update. So just to catch people up, I gotta ask for my PI guys then. So I managed to secure 50 billion ISK in funds for my corporation as an investment. All right, and here's what we've done with that 50 billion. It's we're about 3 weeks into it. Okay, 3 weeks into having that 50 billion in our possession. Oh, Bargo says it's worth it even at a single extra character on your main. The 15 accounts was roughly 20 bill a month at one point. That's not bad. But going back to our investment, so with the 50 bill, what did we do? So actually articulating this is gonna be a little difficult because the 50 bill is just like all in our wallets. All right, it's all into the corp wallets. So we can't really separate that from main wallet. All right, but I'd like to be able to give you guys what we've been doing as a corp with that 50 bill on hand, so to give you an idea of how productive we've been with our investment money. Okay. And for our investors, hey, this was for you guys. I really appreciate it. Hopefully this is something we can continue in the long term. All right. If anyone wants to piggyback off of this, come talk to me offline. All right. Come talk to me offline. All right. So investment update. I'm gonna completely read this verbatim from one of our directors. It actually manages the monies. Okay. I just get the monies. I don't manage the monies. I just get it. Okay. Alright, well, currently all minerals have been sold out basically every time we stock. The moon rental was 4.5 bill and we got 10 bill back out of it. Nice. Paying out 4 bills to corp mates and the rest for investments and structure fuel fees. So moon rental 4.5 bill, revenue of 10 billion. From that, labor paid out to 4 billion to our corp mates. So mining ops paid out 4 billion in the last 3 weeks. All right, 4 billion is paid out to corp members who like to mine. I belong to Startide Industries, Drone Walkers Alliance. Look me up. Good old recruitment show right here. This is recruitment stuff right here. This is some good old recruitment shit right here. Alright, we have an ever-growing stock of materials that we can melt for minerals as well. And we've added, actually no, okay, added some structures. Good deal. Thorbin, mining. I'm just not a fan of mining. I can't do it. I haven't properly mined in like 3 years. I can't do it, man. I can't do it. Alright, but having the 50 billion ISK really gave us a lot of cushion, a lot of buyback potential. Okay, but the moral of the story here is, with the 50 billion, oh hold on, Thorby said it's not bad if you have the tools at hand, you know how to use them. Yeah, it's just that, bro, it's just not my thing. Like, I'd rather live a little versus mining. Like, I'd rather pay miners versus mine to get the minerals. I'd rather pay miners than mine myself to get the minerals. It's cheaper to pay miners versus mining it myself. Most of the time. Because miners are really bad at valuing their time. They're really, really bad at valuing their time. So it is what it is. I mean, I'm really not sure what else to add to that. Bargo says, same as that applies to SP farming too. There are plenty of tools available to track stuff. Yeah, I mean, Eve Mogul has a tool set for SP farming. I'm not an SP farmer, so I really don't know how well it translates, right? But the only people that I know that actually have SP farming tools is Eve Mogul. If there are others out there. Out of one artist, miners are really bad at valuing their time. For real, man, you guys sell your minerals way too cheap. You guys sell your minerals and your time way too cheap. Way too cheap. I'd be more than happy to buy minerals off of miners because, yeah, they don't value their time that well. They really don't. They really don't. I'm sorry, but they really don't. Thorben says majority of miners most likely go off GITA value and don't take into mind the hours spent mining. Yeah, I agree. Nor says current event must be nice for SP farmers. Probably. Alright, Glitch says, how would you price your minerals if you were mining? That's a good question, actually. That's a good question. I mean, if I was a miner, no. I'm not going to go off GITA. Because this isn't GITA. We are in Doveland. We are in Legacy Space. We are in insert null region here. We're not in GITA. People like to use GITA because it's like it's the lazy way. It's the lazy way. Oh, just GITA price. Plus or minus 10%. No, fool. I mined this. Give me a fair price. Spent 2 hours mining. Give me a fair price. That's on you to figure out what fair price is, alright? But I don't agree with constantly using GITA as the benchmark. Because GITA is not the EVE universe. It's just literally a station. It's literally a station. Alright? Figure out what you're worth as a miner. You figure out what you're worth and then ask for that price. It's okay to actually negotiate prices instead of going, oh, I think I'm just going to sell this for GITA buy. Oh, yeah, GITA buy. Between GITA buy and GITA sell. That's what I'm going to sell it for. No, fool. Know how much you're worth. And go get it. Go get it. Thorbus says, problem is people will go off that because they value what they sell out of it as well. Build wise anyway. Yeah. That's a very loaded question. That's a really good question, Glitch. That's a really good question. Me personally, that's why I don't mine. Because miners are more than willing to undervalue their goods and time, and I would love to continue taking advantage of it. Don't ever change, miners. Don't ever change. I love you guys. Bro, at one point I was getting 25% value of what GITA sell was for pyrite and tritanium in nullsec. It took me literally 4 months to build capitals out of that pile. 4 months. Don't really give yourself no collateral and go from the start buying and building and selling for profit. Yeah. I just buy the minerals. Bar goes, wait, how much? 25% G to buy value, pyrite tritanium. It literally took me 4 months to eat through that much pyrite and tritanium. 4 months. Thank you, Providence. 25% buy value. Buy value Jita. The only shitty part about that is I had to go fetch it my jump freighter. No, you didn't mishear it, Vargos. You didn't mishear it. You didn't mishear it. I still have some of that pile. I just completed my last cap build on that one. I was continuously building caps out of that pile because miners don't value their time, and I love it. Please don't ever change. Please don't ever change. I love you guys. Thor versus damn, that's a lot of trips. Bro, that was a lot of trips. That was a lot of trips. Glitch says, I think if miners understood the economy a bit better and sold their minerals at prices that were good for them, more people would do it and sell to market. Yeah, they do, but I think it's the very nature of the activity. The very nature of the activity that it's a grindy activity, right? I log in, hop on Skiff, undock, go to belt, turn on miner, and go make dinner. They think it's AFK work. That's why they don't value it. I think that's one of the things that lead into such cheap minerals in null, or not. I shouldn't say that. Not necessarily such cheap minerals in null, but the absolute undervaluing of their time and effort. Yeah, I mean, it's easy, so they have more ability to sell for less. Yeah, they think it's easy. Orba says, would say G to buy for the prices and then plus 20% for the time worked. Yeah, it's free ISK. I mean, to be honest, if miners ever woke up to this, if miners ever woke up to the idea that they're actually kind of giving stuff away, that would kind of break the economy, right? Like, they would legit break the economy, right, guys? I mean, so in a way, we kind of have to make sure that the miners are left ignorant for the sake of Eve. We have to make sure that the miners are left ignorant, sadly. Go Char says, minerals is the foundation of everything, literally. Good thing they do not wake up, yeah. God forbid they ever wake up. Stay sleeping, guys. Just take a nap. It's so nice. Always the problem is they'll always undersell one another. Yes! They'll try to compete with each other when really all they're doing is making it easier for buyers like me. Like, go ahead, guys. Yeah. Compete for the price. Go ahead. Get that pyrite at 25% G to buy value. Yeah, buddy. Thank you for following, Commander AMAC. Appreciate it. Alright, Glitch says, I don't know if it would break it, but it would bolster the base, which might not be a bad thing. I don't think so. Yeah, I mean, in the reality, I don't think so. Shade's gotten cheaper and cheaper over the years, but ironically, the game has gotten riskier and riskier. Really? Riskier? You're gonna have to clarify that, bro. Riskier. Eve is riskier. In 2018. You sure? I'm gonna need examples. Free market. Yeah, I mean that's yeah. The free market says they're willing to sell for cheaper. They're gonna sell for cheaper. Alright, so for the last 3 weeks, corp revenue $6 billion. $6 billion for StarTide Industries. So for our investors, your money's in good hands. We'll make we'll make our interest payments this month. $6 billion revenue for StarTide Industries the last 3 weeks. So yeah, if anyone's interested on that, let me know, man. Glitch says, well, I played it at a time when we didn't have code hunting nullsec, and people getting better at cloaky camping. Wars have gotten bigger. Wars. These are not wars, Glitch. These are not wars. It's not done for the intent of making people not live in a place anymore. It's not done for the intent of making people not exist in the game anymore. Just content. Just silly content. More ISK is going to combat and getting lost from combat than ever before. Sure, but to offset that, the faucets are out of control. The faucets are out of control, man. It's harder to... It's not... Yeah, I mean, it's not... It's too easy to recover. It's too easy to recover. Too easy to recover. Thorba says, and then if you go hunting works in certain areas, you'd get Titans dropped on you. Yeah, I mean... When Titans... Yeah, I mean, when the big stuff that... We scale off of... we scale well beyond what the CCP developers actually plan for, right? There's not enough scarcity. I mean, well, I shouldn't say there's not enough scarcity. There is no scarcity. I love you, Caleb. I love you, Caleb. No scarcity, bros. No scarcity. So when there's no scarcity, your economy kind of can't help but get to this super saturated point, right? Where now the greatest variable is not scarcity of raw materials, but labor. But in a game where it's so much easier to multi-box, like most MMOs, like multi-boxing is not a thing, right? The fact that you can multi-box in EVE and add that to no scarcity, bro. You got an economy that's, you know, it's gonna get to a... I'm not sure what the end point of the economy in EVE looks like, but we have no other path but to eventually get there, right? Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think we're really getting the deep end here, guys, and I do appreciate this. I'm just saying. But just to finish off our investment update, $6 billion revenue for the last 3 weeks. Payout for the month will be made. All right, but if you guys are interested in supporting that, let me know. But I think actually my directors and CEO are like, we don't need any more ISK. We don't know what to do with it. So hopefully we can get past that barrier of not knowing what to do with money. And when we do, I'll let you guys know. All right. Who's like, I gotta go to meeting, BRB. All right, bro. Just don't EVE it up, okay? All right. Next segment. I'm gonna actually go through our picks of the week. Okay. I don't know about these picks, guys. I think I'm really gonna get my ass handed to me next week on these. I really think so. All right, buys, accelerant decryptors. I love making decryptor calls. I super love making decryptor calls. Yep, that's a buy. That's a buy. I would say. 325K. 325K buy. It's already past it. Can't use that then. That's weird that it actually kept it. Is used for Tech 2 production. Yes, it's used for invention. It's used for invention to give you a better yielding Tech 2 BPC. Okay. So right now it's sitting at the low end of the dungeon. I actually was not expecting that. Sitting at the low end of the dungeon at 225K. 225K. Autobahn Arts says Morphi was a good investment for a war. I agree. Bought for 6.9 to 7K. Now sold for 9.3. Good man. Good man. I would say accelerate decryptors. I'm pretty sure that's actually a solid floor. I'm gonna stick to 225, just as it says right now. 225K buy accelerant decryptors. I'm gonna write that out, guys. I'm gonna add that to my notes real quick. All right, great. So that's first call. Next one, guys, gonna be C3 FTM acid. So this is some wormhole goods. I'm gonna follow this Donchian border. I'm gonna follow this Donchian border 53K. Buy 53K. It looks like it's about to actually turn. If it does turn, it's probably gonna turn probably in 2 days. Is 53K still achievable on buy? Yeah, 53K. If you do get this at 53, you're gonna have to hold on to this for like at least 3 months. This is a 3-month play. So if you're okay with a 3-month play on C3 FTM acid, get it now, 53K. Okay. I'm quite comfortable calling it at the edge. I don't think it's gonna get lower. It really doesn't look like it's gonna get lower. At least not right now. Maybe after viewing this for another week or two, maybe we'll have a better picture of where it wants to go. But as of right now, I would say it's not going to get below the 53K buy mark. And finally, for our buys, technetium. It's been a while since I called technetium. It's kind of cool that I actually am again. That's a buy. Where's it gonna settle? I think it's found its point where it wants to settle. I'm okay with this call. I'm gonna say 12K. I'm gonna say 12K. 12K technetium buy. Again, I would say this is at least a 30-day play. This has to be at least a 30-day play. What I'm anticipating is gonna happen with technetium. It's gonna sit on this low trade range and kind of sit there for a minute. But not too long, but just sit there for a minute until it figures out what to do. But I think 12K is a good buy point right now. 12K. Something tells me it actually won't make 12K. It's probably going to sit at 12.5. But if you want to take a risk and put 12K in, yeah, why not? It plays with good volume. It plays with it crosses the 1 million units mark quite regularly. So, all right. So those are all our buy calls. Now we're gonna move on to our sells. First one's gonna be the Imperial Navy Praetor. So this is a sell, but it's really a sell off of because of the high trade range that it's sitting at right now. That and Amar is sitting at tier 1, so their LP is more valued at this time. So right now, I would say I would post sell orders at 3 mil for this. I think it happens enough in a 3-month period that you should be able to capture that sell order of 3 million for the Imperial Navy Praetors. Okay. 3 million Imperial Navy Praetors on sell. It may not happen this week, but by the following week for sure. This is the way the charts are looking. It looks like it's starting to consolidate in the low end. We'll see. Alright, next items for sell. Mechanical parts. It's been a real long time since I called mechanical parts. Real long. That's a sell. I think it's fair to call it at this mean. 12.4. 12.4 sell on mechanical parts. It's quite cyclic. I don't ever recall seeing mechanical parts this cyclic, actually. So it's pretty exciting, pretty interesting. And it's very consistent with its cyclic nature at this time. So I think 12.4 top end on sell for mechanical parts, I think that's reasonable based on the appearance of the charts right now. Very reasonable. But let's see where it's sitting at right now. 12.1. But then that's just how it looks right now. That doctrine registers for the whole day. So, and you know, it can, if you're able to babysit these orders, I think 12.4 is very reasonable. Totally, 12.4, very reasonable. Nord is buying drone parts. Probably too late. Can you name one? Can you name one specifically? Then we can take a look at it. Until then, we'll take a look at tungsten real quick. Gogo Char says KS manufacturing PI component. Any consideration? Keepstar manufacturing PI components. Name them when we'll take a look. But as far as actual components, it's very difficult to at least see that in JITA, because JITA is a lot better with distributing raw materials, or at least first level production of materials. Not so much like, actually no, maybe not so much. Maybe that's not applicable for the structures. But name one apart and we can take a look at it. Nor says I like drone AI chips. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at drone AI chips. Like Elite Drone AI, is that the appropriate name? Dang, really? 7 mil? Jesus. That's crazy. Good price. That's a good price. Go Charles. Yeah, just wondering if all that killing of Keepstars would tempt producers. Keepstars don't really not so much, because that tends to be like a big time project, and you don't really see that. You don't see that level of vision in JITA. Maybe for the preceding raw materials or the preceding P4s, but not necessarily the hard components right before the actual final build. At least not in JITA. A lot of that stuff tends to be like one-on-one trades, you know, like people talking it out, you know, so hard to tell with our vision right now. But I see what you're going. I see where you're going. But that's just not something that I have the ability to show, because that tends to be one-on-one trades, like I said. At least in my experience and from what I've seen so far. P4s, yeah, P4s tend to go quite cyclic, to be honest. But you have to bear in mind as well. Just because we're looking, and I kind of touched on this in the beginning, just because something looks a certain way in JITA doesn't mean the universe is that, alright? Null markets right now are quite comprehensive and quite vibrant, that it may be actually quite opposite for what's displaying in JITA. Alright, so you have to be very clear in identifying what geographic range you're actually trying to address as far as analyzing the markets. Because otherwise it may give you wrong, like straight up wrong information, okay? Or you're looking at it incorrectly, okay? Which happens a lot. I mean, I lost a lot of money that way. I really did. I lost a lot of money that way. It's wrong perception, wrong vision, wrong scale, you know. All right, so that's the mechanical parts picture. Oh, did we call out a price? Hold on, sorry. I don't think I did. I did not. Let's go back to mechanical parts. I would say let's be a little bit more conservative. Let's say 12K. 12K even on mechanical parts. Sell mechanical parts 12K. Something tells me it's not going to be that well received on this third cycle. Alright guys, in our last call for sells. Tungsten. I'm gonna go on a limb. This is about to reverse, so it's kind of an awkward call. But if you can act on this in the next 24 hours, so today's Thursday, Spanish time. All right. If you have the ability to actually export and sell this like right now, or at least in the next 24 hours, I think you'll be okay selling it for 4.5. Tungsten, sell 4.5. Yeah, 4,500 sell. 4,500 sell on tungsten. Okay, but you kind of have to act on it now because it really looks like it's about to reverse, especially with the mean being below the 20-day moving average like this. So 4,500 is for tungsten. Sell. All right, great. Those are all our calls. All right. I'm not that confident of these calls, guys. I think I'm still trying to hammer things out, but I think I'm still a bit aggressive from our previous last 2 weeks of doing this. We've drawn back a bit. In this week's calls. We'll see. Hopefully, we start to get a little bit more accurate. Okay. Right now, with that being said, if anyone else has some stuff to add to our Eve items, yeah, let's hear it now. Otherwise, we're gonna move on to a new segment. Okay, we're gonna move on to IRL stocks. All right, so we're gonna use the same methods that we've been using here in Eve. Same type of perceptions, and I'm going to use it on real life stock items. All right. This may get like we're gonna be super simple, but if anyone is interested in the subject, I think this is actually a really good place for you to start. All right. So we've done our Eve stuff. We've made our calls. We've made our discussions. Now we're gonna go on to our IRL items. Okay. Alright, so you guys are basically gonna see me change all my items around here. So bear with me for the next few minutes. I have to actually, in order to do this properly with you guys, I actually have to change my overlay. Okay, but I'm gonna do it live, so don't get freaked out. Alright. Alrighty. Before we actually get started, guys, I'm gonna share one of the items with you. Okay. Go charge this Nasdaq gave me hard on last week. You're gonna have to show me the ticker later, man. You're gonna have to show me the ticker. I'm sorry, guys. There's just no way to do this to cleanly, so I'm like literally changing overlays as we speak. Make sure my Pornhub tab is now visible. Oh, you can actually still read the text. I'm gonna leave it just like that. I'm gonna leave it just like that. I can still read it, that's fine. Alright, so this is what we're gonna do, guys. So before we get started looking at charts, we're gonna go over two items specifically, two tickers specifically, okay? First, I'm gonna. So where am I getting these tickers from? I actually maintain two watch. So what's my history on this? So what gives me the ability to talk about this with you guys without sounding like a total, you know, like I don't know what I'm talking about. All right. So my experience with doing real life stocks and EVE markets actually kind of came about simultaneously. Okay, within a few months of each other. So I've actually been involved in the subject for almost 16 years now, in one way or another. May it be high-end EVE stuff, well, that's not like arid high-end, you know what I mean, like very involved EVE market stuff, or actual trading of stocks. Alright, been doing that for the last 16 years. So what we're going to do today is actually going to add this segment so that we can make that, so we can bridge that connection between doing EVE things in the market and seeing how relatable those same skills are to real life stocks, real life markets, and real life analysis of markets. Okay, so we're gonna start off with the fundamental analysis of things. Very, very basic. I'm gonna start very, very basic. Okay, so we're gonna look at two types of stocks right now. One is a dividend-based stock, which is PSEC, PSEC, and then another one we're gonna look at is a relatively high volume stock. So those are generally the two types of watch lists that I maintain: dividends and high volume. I'm not a speculator. I like to look at the whole picture. I like to look at the fundamentals. I like to look at the technicals and make a decision based on that combination. A lot of people tend to stick to one or the other, but you kind of really have to do both. You can't get away with being lazy and being just, oh, I'm a technicals guy, I'm a fundamentals guy. Like, no, man, you gotta do both. You gotta do all aspects of it because it's your money. So you may as well give your money the best chance to grow, right? Okay. What I created here for you guys is, so these are, I had to, this is super simple. This is super simple, okay? I basically created this checklist because these are the things that I look at when I review stocks. These are the things that I look at when I review stocks with my brothers. I really hope they have the time to actually look at this because this is actually like a combined effort between me and my brothers and Dirk. One of them are accountants. Oh my god, my mom right now is asking, am I done with my show? There she is right now. So you may see, so you're gonna see that stuff right now. So my mom's like, are you done with your show? Like, no, Mom, I'm not done with my show. God, I'm not done with my show. And I don't know how to make these sexy ads go away. I don't know how to make the sexy ads go away. I don't know. Any help? I don't know how to make them go away. So you will see sexy ads throughout this. I don't know how to make them go away, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, INN. Hopefully we can knock off these two bets before more sexy ads show up. Yeah, that was my mom. Are you done with your show? God. Alright, so basic fundamental analysis. That's what we're gonna start off with, okay? Is it all fundamentals? Mostly fundamentals. We'll start with that, okay? So this is a dividend-based stock, okay? PSEC. Thank you for subscribing, Scope. Appreciate it. 3 months in a row, son. What? Thanks, buddy. Alright. If you guys want to follow along, I really if this isn't new material for you guys, follow along. I'm not sure what kind of method you guys use for your charting, but right now I'm actually using Yahoo because I kind of like the all-in-one aspect of it. I use also TD Ameritrade for my actual broker account, but my brothers really turned me on to Robinhood because it's free. So I think I'm gonna try Robinhood. All right, so what are we looking at? Ticker is PSEC. PSEC. Okay, dividend-based stock. Where's it from? United States. I like having the country to look at because if your country has some crazy social disruptions going on, I kind of don't want to invest in your company. Kind of don't want to invest in your company. Okay. Buckle has Robinhood tools suck nuts. No broker fees. No broker fees is awesome. Yeah, I mean, I do my tools. I do my analysis outside of Robinhood. Like if you're doing Robinhood or M1 or something like that, you're really just doing it for the physical trading, right? You shouldn't be relying on Robinhood for tools. Like I'll be honest, like TD Ameritrade, that's a really not a fan of their tools. Not a fan of their charting. I don't think it's that good. Sorry. I go back to Yahoo or is it dailycharts.com? Something like that, yeah. Ronnie Hugo says, well, to me as a Norwegian, I think United States has some crazy shit going on. Not necessarily for economic stuff. Not as much as you'd think. Not as much. It takes someone to have experience living there to kind of see it, but it's not as crazy as you think. Although if I was looking from outside the box, I'm going to say no to American companies. Unfortunately, most of the companies listed, I got a player American, you know, so those things. All right, PSEC, country United States. Ronnie Hugo says, it makes me nervous when the bailout doesn't end in shares being given out to the ones doing the bailing out. I think not even going to touch that. I'm not going to touch it because I'm about to go to politics. I'm not going to touch it. I appreciate you, Ronnie, but I can't touch it because we're not in it. Not going to touch. I appreciate you, all right? All right, so this company is Prospect Capital Corporation. Okay, PSEC is the ticker. Country, United States. Sector, financial services. Industry, asset management. All right, so they control a lot of things. All right, they control a lot of things. That's their website right there. Yeah, that's their website. Yeah, that's their website. Short description. A lot of these informations I'm actually getting from Yahoo because I like how it's an all-in-one site. Okay, as far as both fundamental analysis and technical analysis, and a little bit of the financials. Okay, short description. What do they do? This is a business development company that specializes in middle market, mature, mezzanine finance. I'm not sure what that means. Later stage, emerging growth, buyouts, recapitalizations, turnaround, growth capital development, subordinated debt trenches of collateralized loan obligations, cash flow term loans, and bridge sanctions. It also makes real estate investments, particularly in multifamily residential real estate asset class. It's an REIT. Okay, it's an REIT. All right. It does do free dividends, so this is one of my main draws to this. So a big part of my portfolio is dividend-based assets. All right, I like dividend-based assets because I like doing more risky things with the dividends that I get paid. It's one of my things. I like being able to do stuff with free stuff. All right. So right now, listed, it has a 72 cents per share dividend, or 9.69% based on the actual stock price at time of, I'm not sure when they actually logged that yield, but it's at 9.69. That's almost always never accurate, so you kind of have to do your homework on these guys. You have to do your homework, especially for dividend stuff. Dividend frequency, monthly. Okay, REITs do monthly. I've yet to come across an REIT type of asset that doesn't do monthly. All right, so I tend to focus on these. The way I do my screeners, they're basically geared towards finding REITs. So that's the bulk of my dividend portfolio. Okay. Ronnie Hugo says, so you pay, let's say, $1,000 in shares and then get 9.96% or thereabouts back per year or per month? Per year. You'll see a lot of frequencies kind of thrown out. Well, not frequencies, periodicities. You'll see a lot of periodicities thrown out: monthly, quarterly, yearly, all these things. At the end of the day, go to the website and go to their investor section. That really fleshes it out for you. Okay. So once that's fleshed out for you, you have an idea of, and this is where you really need to do your homework. So the information you're seeing right now, the stuff that's on the screen, I got all this from Yahoo. Okay. But what I would actually encourage you guys to do is, once you get your basic, super basic analysis done, dig deep into the 10 Qs, which is the quarterly reports. Dig deep into the 10 Ks, which are the annual reports, and create a picture for yourself. Okay, so that everyone can track on it. I'm going to type it out real quick. Okay. Do those looks, the 10 Qs to the 10 Ks. So my mom, bless her soul, invading the stream. She's an accountant. My brother is also an accountant. And they're the ones that basically do my spreadsheets for me. Thanks, guys. We're doing my spreadsheets because I can't do real-life financial spreadsheets. I can only do fake space ones. And they're the ones that, oh, buckle up, account major. Yes, you, yes. Perfect. So, my accountant family members do my spreadsheets for me. And it's very revealing. I'm going to actually share with you guys, okay? This is shared for only view, unfortunately, okay? I'm going to link it though, okay? Shared for only view. Please note on this, oh, you have it. There you go. I'm looking at it right now. Column I is incorrect. Okay, column I is incorrect. It's supposed to be annual. Monthly NER. I'm going to go ahead and share it with you guys so you guys can see it. I can get out of this view since we can't see chat. Okay, that's view only. That's view only. Okay. So this is what my accountant brother has done for me. And he basically sent out a challenge to the EVE players and say, find the hole in this. Took less than 2 minutes. An EVE player found a hole in it. Column I is incorrect. That's supposed to be monthly, not yearly. I'm sorry, it's supposed to be yearly, not monthly. 2 minutes, guys. 2 minutes. That's basically a collection of my brother's watch list, my watch list, and my other brother's watch list. That's on that sheet. Okay. All right. Financials. These are things I look at. All right. So again, my reference on this is Yahoo because it's kind of an all-in-one. Again, I highly encourage you to please look at the SEC filings, look at the quarterly filings, look at the annual filings. Okay. One of the things I like to ask myself is 3 out of 4 quarters, did it have positive net income? Was the company profitable? Was the company profitable in 3 out of 4 quarters? For this one, it was yes. Okay. Next question for financials. 3 out of 4 quarters with total assets greater than total liabilities. That sucker better be yes. That sucker better be yes. All right. If a company that has stocks out there and they have more liabilities than assets, dude, you gotta ask why. Ratios, buckle up. Me personally, I don't really do ratios. I'm not a fan of doing ratios. That's just me from my experience. I prefer to kind of look at the super base information, like literally looking at the filings and creating a picture from there. Like you as an accountant, you know, accountants are like storytellers, all right? Accountants are storytellers. So I prefer to get the pieces that tell me the story versus the easy peasy ratios, because I think it gives me personally I think it gives me a better picture if I look at the base information to give me the story. Give me the story of this company. Is it garbage? Is it gold? Give me the story, right? Yep. Total assets must be more than total liabilities. Has to. Okay. Long-term debt decreasing over the last 4 quarters. That's a pretty big thing, right? That's a pretty big thing. I'd be very worried if debt is increasing, especially if it doesn't connect back into assets. If it doesn't connect back into liabilities, all right, I'd be very worried. So that's a good thing to look at. All right. Positive cash and cash equivalents. Yes. This company has plenty of cash. Cash is important. Cash is king. Without cash, if something were to happen to the company, is the company solvent enough to actually be able to pay off sudden debt, to be able to pay off a true emergency state? All right, cash is important. A lot of people don't really look at cash. I didn't really start looking at cash until quite recently. Honestly, I didn't really look at cash until I started talking to my brothers about it and having them break down these financial forms for me. Oh, buckle up, current ratio, current assets over current liabilities. I don't have it quite in the sheet, but that's something we can look at under financials for sure, right? Because this sheet's kind of just haphazardly made, because these are the things that kind of go over my head, and then I just wanted something to show you guys. So I do my analyses really quick, really quick. Oh, it shows what I'm describing as well. Okay, great. If you guys can actually help me make a checklist, that would be great. I think that will help everybody out if you guys can help me make a checklist, because I kind of just put these together because these are things that I personally look at. But I'm kind of interested in what you guys actually look at, if you guys actually do real stocks. I'm super interested in what things you find interesting, what things you find important before making a purchase, right? Technicals. It's my bread and butter. It's my baby. All right. First thing I always look at is volume. Volume. All right. The average volume of the stock, PSEC, 1.5 million. 1.5 million. I like volume because it's stable. No one can just go in there and basically muscle the stock into a particular position. I like that. I like that it has to go through this gauntlet of stocks because of the volume involved, right? Buckle says narrowing it down to profitable really narrows down the field. Yeah, it really does. A lot of, like, when I first started interacting with my brothers on this, they were putting out like these not profitable companies. Like, why did you buy this? It's like legit not profitable. Like, on paper, it's not profitable. Why did you buy this? Like, oh, I thought, it was because of the, they were kind of like alluding to publicity. They were alluding to some sort of maybe down the line it'll be good type thing. So I'd like to see some profit now, right? Go Char says, who gives money to X company as one? Is interesting, yeah. Yeah, they were basically speculating, man. And that I'm glad I was able to reach them and basically say, hey, stop doing that stuff. Stop doing it. You guys are literally accountants. This should be easy for you. this should be easy for you, right? Yeah, but I think it was it's the magic with money, right? It's the oh my god, I'm playing the stock market. Like, no, fool, this is work, man. I got a feeling. Yeah, that's true. People get feelings. Set that aside. You're dealing with money now, right? You're dealing with money now. Set your feelings aside. All Defs, are you doing analyzing actual real world transactions? Yes, we are, Def. Yes, we are. Welcome to EP Station Trading with an IRL segment. This is like when open comms gets really real towards the end. This is kind of where we're at, guys. This is like the really real open comms, but the market version. I need more screwdrivers. Jesus. I need more screwdrivers. I was like, oh, okay, I came for Eve spreadsheets and I'm staying for real spreadsheets. Yeah, it's real spreadsheets. Yeah, it's real spreadsheets. Hopefully we can keep this up, guys. Okay, so one thing I want to share is the average volume, 1.5 million for this particular stock. Okay, 52-week range. I think it's important because it gives me an idea of where we're at. Because I'm a long-term investor guy. I'm a buy and hold forever kind of guy. That's why I like dividends, because I kind of get something back even though I'm not touching it anymore. I really like that. Okay. 52-week range of 5.51 to 7.6. So this is a really cheap stock. It's really cheap. It's really cheap. Oh yeah, this is an Eve. Nope, but we're using Eve skills though. So hopefully I can keep this up, but if not, oh, we might have to take this somewhere. Alright, so this is my synopsis of the technicals. And we'll see. We're about to see the technicals right now, guys. In the next few minutes, we're only gonna do two. We don't wanna take too much of people's times. Synopsis: it has a very cyclic pattern. The charts. Okay, as a long-term investor, that's me. This is an excellent time to buy, especially if you only intend to collect dividends. Okay. As a short to mid-term investor, you may need to wait, since the moving averages are depicting sell signals strongly for most of the last 6 months. Polyas, will I learn watching this? Maybe. So do be careful. That was the alert right there of potential learning. Okay. Go Charles, Eve Excel skills are a real resume point in my humble. Actually, it is though. It really is, isn't it? As I know, his graphics are much better than Eve's. What? Can't believe we're doing real stocks on Eve time. This is nuts. Nuts, guys. What are we doing? What are we doing with our lives? Why aren't we hanging out with ladies? Why are we drinking out in town? Jesus. All right. This does not constitute financial advice. You might just lose your carrier. I actually hope you lose your carrier, so that will give me an opportunity to sell you one. I love selling carriers. Oh, dude, when my friend gets paid to play with Excel. Oh, imagine, Jesus. Alright, so that's a quick synopsis of the charts. I kind of want to add that in here. And my brother was able to actually add something for risk. I think he actually delved into like the company website and things like that, and really drew out like a short description of what the risks are. Me personally, I don't have the time to do it, but that's my brother's shtick, man. I think hopefully he'll continue doing it. Risk. The company's objective is to lend monies and generate interest on the loan. An economic recession may severely impact the company's financials. So that's his risk shtick right there. Okay. All right. So now we got a good idea of the super basic. I'm going to point this out again. I urge you to actually look at the SEC filings, look at the 10Qs for the quarterly report, look at several of them, look at the 10Ks for the annual reports, look at several of them, and see if you can dig up some news on it. See if you can dig up some news on this company. Okay, so now we're gonna look at the charts. Oh God. We're gonna look straight to the charts, guys. Polyetta, we're looking at PSEC. Finance. I actually like their charting. I actually like Yahoo's charting. I like their charting. Simple. It's simple. Just want to see how it looks like in stream. Let me see. I think I need to pull this up as a full screen. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. All right, cool. Right now, yeah, definitely don't buy it right now. It's definitely yeah, I'm not quite sure how to actually fix that, Daft. I don't want to take away chat, but putting it in any other position kind of lends itself to the same problem. I have another overlay that's the black around it, but I think that's actually more intrusive. So we'll go over with this because most of the stuff we need to see is actually to the right of the page anyway. So it's actually, it's actually like to this part of the page. So that's fine. That's fine for now. Ronnie Hugo says, so if you invest in a company that lends money, do you then look into what they lend money to and see if they're able to pay back their loans as agreed? Yes. Yes. I didn't do this, but my brother did. I really wish my brother could make it to these streams and we could do like a partner thing. That would be awesome. If you were to actually look at the 10Q, and you're gonna see all the other companies that they actually are involved with. Even the last 10Q is literally like 50 plus pages long. It's 50 plus internet pages long. It was huge. It was the largest 10Q ever read, man. It's crazy. So maybe we should be Roden's brother, Eve Station Trading episode 66 for real, man. For real. Yeah, so it does. Yeah, please look at all the things that are involved with the company. So the 10 for this company's particular 10Q, I was actually quite surprised that they listed all that stuff. So do read it, and hopefully you can make sense of it and see if you're interested. Right? Follow the borrower, yeah, definitely. Daft Dev says, so as an investor, would you expect the value here to drop back to its historical average? As an investment, as a dividends guy, I would not buy this right now. So this is the 1 year view. This is probably not, I think it's a bit too much to look into right now, but we'll look into the actual money, the real money management, at least how I practice my real money management when it comes to stocks. But I keep a very big watch list. Because sometimes I need to put money in play, and I need to make sure that I can. Okay. So right now, I wouldn't buy into this right now because it's too high. But it's still good. That doesn't take away from the fact that it's a good company. Okay. Daft as I see you are specifically investing into stocks that pay dividends to generate cash flow. That's a big part. That's a big part of my personal portfolio. Yes. For how I play that, yes, it's huge. It's huge. Because I like to play with free money, since in EVE you also have free minerals, right? Why is this a bad purchase for dividends? It's a bad purchase right now because you're buying it at when it's overvalued. I think it's overvalued right now. I think if you allow the price action to work itself out, maybe in the next 2 to 3 months, you might be able to get this effectively on sale. Or effectively on sale. Just because it's dividends doesn't necessarily mean I still want to get it on sale. Right? I want to get it cheap. So I would wait on this. I would definitely have this on my. If I were you guys, I would actually have have a similar company like this on your watch list, and play it when it's showing buy signals. Okay. Actually, I should have broke this down a little better. The blue line that you're seeing out there, that's the 5-day moving average. The orange line is the 20-day moving average, just like in EVE. So this is like I'm trying to make this look as close to the EVE graphs as I can, guys. It's not the best. But I'm trying. All right. Stasis guy says, do you think there are any event items that would be good to buy into? I try not to personally. I try not to because they're short-lived. I try not to. That's definitely not a niche of mine, unfortunately. Ronnie Hugo says, how do you balance seeking new investments compared to putting more money into investments that have already paid off for you? Do you have a certain percentage in mind of new investments versus doubling down on an existing investment? That's a very, man, that's a super loaded question, Ronnie. I think at the end of the day, it comes down to how Ronnie is actually planning his portfolio. How is Ronnie intending to plan his portfolio? Is it going to be an income-based portfolio? Is it going to be a value-based portfolio? Is it going to be growth? You know, so it's one of those things. Oh, hey, Easter. I'll see you later, man. Thanks for sticking around. So it all depends on you. Like me personally, in where I am in my life, I would prefer an income-based portfolio. I would prefer income. I would prefer cash. I would prefer hard assets. That's just me where I am in my life right now. If I was a little younger, I'd probably be a little more adventurous, but not right now. Not right now. If you want to make it look like Eve, you have to make everything emo black with gray highlights. God, that's true, man. That's actually true. Booklock says, I'm a fan of dollar cost averaging for dividends. Yeah, I mean, I love dividends, man. Like my one brother, he uses M1 Finance. He uses it for specifically the partial stocks. So he doesn't have a lot of cash on hand. So, but he still plays. But looking at his percentages, not gonna lie, man, he makes some pretty beast calls. He makes some super beast calls. Like I think yesterday he made like 5% gain out of his total bankroll. 5% gain in one day. I'm like, holy shit. 5% gain? One day, bro. Nuts. It's nuts. It's just that he's playing with not a lot of cash. And there are broker accounts out there that allow you to do partial stock purchases. So M1 is one of them. M1. Me personally, I'm probably gonna switch to Robinhood by the end of the year, as opposed to TD Ameritrade, which is what I'm using right now. So that's my call on this one, guys. I mean, I think it's a great dividends company. I think the company model makes sense. Right now, I wouldn't buy it because it's a bit expensive. It's expensive for what it does. However, seeing as the stock price is under 10 bucks, under 10 USD. Do you use TD Thinkorswim? I don't. I do my real life stocks the same way I do my Eve stocks, Eve markets. Very simple. I like to play with what's in front of me. I like to play with what's in, like, just, what am I looking at? Even with real life stocks, the same way I am with Eve, I'm actually not a big tools guy. I'm not. That's what kind of perplexed my my mom and my brother, which are accountants, and they're totally they're spreadsheet nerds. Like, these guys would probably put you to shame. They put a lot of Eve players to shame the way they are with their spreadsheets, because they do it for real. They do like Eve real life, right? They do Eve real life. Oh, hey, not happy. What's up, buddy? So yeah, I mean, I do my real life stocks, the way I do my Eve markets. I like to see what's in front of me, and I approach it almost holistically. Which is that's super difficult to actually define when I say that. I think it's born more out of experience more than anything. I've seen this pattern before. Oh, I've seen these types of companies before, and this is how they've done for me in the past. I think that's kind of where I think that's actually what I mean when I say I approach Eve and real life markets holistically. It's profitable so far. I'm gonna stick with it. It's profitable. I'd rather not change something. I'd rather not change something. All right. Not Epi says, "What do you think of the monkey throwing darts at stocks thing?" Yeah, a lot of people do that, and I don't know why they do, because they're just wasting their money. A lot of people don't want to do the work. They are just like in Eve. People are more than happy to have other people tell them what to do with their time and tell them what to do with their money. They're more than happy to just follow along. Sometimes it works for them, sometimes it doesn't. But when it doesn't, and they kind of just, they don't want to figure it out for themselves, and that's super unfortunate, you know, because the more people actually play the market, both in game and out, the more people play the market, the more stable it gets, you know. But they want easy cash. They're thinking markets are the same as ratting. It's not. It's not, man. It's not. It's not. Stasis guys. How do I get those followers to make money? What do you mean by followers, Stasis guy? What do you mean by followers? Ronnie Hugo says, well, I'd say the more people play the market with high effort, the more stable the... I agree, Ronnie. I agree. That's a good caveat to that. High effort, right? Oh, thank you for following Hairy Palms and Feet. Super suspicious. Yes, guys, what people following and doing what you want them to. I think I offer a potential path. I think more people do it because I'm here able to talk about it. It's kind of weird, right? I think people consider my suggestions, right? But at the same time, I can't make you do the buy. I can't make you do the sell. But I think enough people do it that it's kind of weird that it just happens, right? Harry Falls the Feet here to learn. Welcome. Now, I'm here for comfy spreadsheets and dentist vibes. Yes, dentist vibes. All right, so I think that's really all I got for PSEC, guys. It's a good company. I wouldn't buy it right now. I would wait until we're looking at the 1 year view. Let's break it down. Let's look 3 months, just like an Eve. Let's look at the 3 month view. Tough to tell. You kind of it's definitely on the way down. Or I shouldn't say it. It's not on the way down. It's about to correct. It's about to correct. Probably in the next 2 weeks, I wouldn't be surprised if you actually see PSEC at $7.20. $7.20 in 2 weeks. But even at that price, I wouldn't buy it. I would probably be more interested once it reaches sub $7. Once PSEC reaches sub $7, I would be interested. I would be an interested party for that. I'd want to be invited to that. Yeah, I'd want to be invited to that. Sub 7 for PSEC. I'm gonna write that down real quick. All right, Ronnie says, my main investment strategy for the time being is to find reasons not to spend money. That's actually really good. That's actually really, really good. Looking to spend a few years learning while I get some cash I can invest when I'm informed enough. That's honestly what I did in my 20s. That's honestly what I did in my early 30s. I'm a lot older than I look. I'm about to retire in a few years here. Lot older than I look. All right, but that's yeah. I definitely kept up with my schooling in money matters. I kept up with my schooling in finances, and then I started playing Eve, and then it became cool, and then it became applicable. I was able to actually practice what I was learning in a hyper realistic market, which is Eve, which is really, really cool. Really, really cool. Rhoda's Gandalf. He shaved. All right, but that's my call for PSEC, guys. Good company. I would say I'd be interested sub $7. Okay. I have literally a 5,000-year-old dragon, like in my animes. Yes. All right, so I'm gonna look at one more, guys. Do you guys want to do reviews of these as well, the same way we do our Eve format? Do you guys want to do reviews of our real life calls? I mean, no one's after us. I mean, we're literally like the only show on Thursday. All right, we're gonna do reviews. Perfect. So $7, sub 7 PSEC. I don't think that's going to happen by next week, but it's good to actually see if it's trending towards it. So we'll use that as kind of our limit. We're not necessarily we're not aiming for very refined calls the way we do our Eve content, but I think it's okay to go, is it trending towards where we're kind of guessing where it's going to go? I think that's a good starting point, right? Ronnie says, do you run a tally of your predictions and then see how often you are right and wrong and to what degree they're way? I think since we started doing predicting it by the ISK, predicting it by the dollar, I'm not quite sure how to actually articulate that. Do I get points if it's close? You know what I mean? Like, do I get more points if I'm within? Do I get negative points if I predict over it? Right? At the end of the day, I think it's just giving you guys context. It's giving me context as well when I try to make the predictions for us. It really fleshes out the prediction. It really fleshes out what I'm thinking about that led me to the prediction in the first place, right? So yeah, I think it's a good exercise. We're getting into that meta place where Eve and real life are starting to clash. It's kind of weird, right? It's kind of weird. All right, so those are our calls for PSEC. Buy at $7. It's kind of weird to say dollars instead of ISK. It's really weird. All right. All right, let me get out of this view and let's look at another one, okay? Actually, I think I can see from here. Yep. All right, so we're going to do the same basic fundamental analysis. We're going to start from the beginning. All right, this one is a company named Ambev SA. Ticker is ABEV. Ticker ABEV. Follow along if you want to on the charting platform of your choice. All right, this is a company from Brazil. All right, I like Brazil. I like Brazil. I see a lot of companies that hit up on my screeners from Brazil. Not sure why. It's either Brazil or energy companies. I'm getting a lot of hits on Brazil or energy companies. Okay, so it's kind of weird. I'm pretty sure it's just a coincidence. In all honesty, I'm pretty sure it's just a coincidence. Not everything. Come to Brazil, echoes in the background. Yes. Yes. Alright, so what kind of company is this? It's in the sector of consumer defensive, okay? Industry, beverages. They're like Coke, but Brazil. I feel invested already. I feel invested. Alright, so they do beverages. They do like bottlings and things like that. Distillings, things like that. Distributing of beverages. I'm not sure if they actually do liquor. No, okay, let's read out the short description. Okay. Short description, Ambev SA, through its subsidiaries, produces, distributes, and sells beer, draft beer, oh yeah, I do beer, carbonated soft drinks, other non-alcoholic beverages, malt, and food in the Americas. So that's good. The Americas. It operates through Latin America North, Latin America South, and Canada segments. Alright, cool. So all of the American continents. Easy. Alright, so this is a high volume. This is one of the items from my high volume watch list. Alright, but it just happens to also give dividends. Okay. So it yields 21 cents per share per dividend frequency, or 4.74% annually. 4.74% annually. Also, one of the things that really has got me into the dividends realm is because it beats savings. Stick around long enough with dividends type assets, you can easily beat savings. Savings these days, at least in American banks, less than 2% easily. Easily less than 2%, right? So dividends a good way to actually get the whole savings aspect as well, with a lot more risk. So you got to be able to kind of reconcile that, right? GoGo chart says a non-English side of Ambev SA makes it harder. Yeah, I mean, you should be able to, if your browser allows it. Pretty sure you can translate it though. It should be kind of close enough, right? Alright, cool. It is in English. Okay, good. Yeah, alright, good deal. Buckle has 2% super high for savings interest. Yeah, for real, bro. That's like that's one of the main. That's kind of like the other things that I use my dividends assets for. Is like, because if you were to if you had to make me choose between dividend type assets or put money in savings, I would do dividend type assets. Okay, because it makes more sense to me, and I'm okay shouldering the risk of dividend type assets, right? Buckle CDs are low like that too. Yeah, I mean, like, bro, like a few years ago, it was relatively easy to find, I don't know, 5% CDs. Now it's like 3% CDs, bro. What am I gonna do with 3%? What am I gonna do with 3%? Come on, man. Come on. I don't know, like bonds are almost looking attractive, to be honest. No, I think I just threw up in my mouth a little bit. Jesus, bonds. Candy bars, yes. Alright, and the dividend frequency is 6 months. I don't think it's actually 6 months. I think it's supposed to be quarterly, but they missed the dividend payout. I think that's actually what happened. Alright, quick financials. 3 out of 4 quarters, positive net income? Yes. Bolo says bonds are on their way up, so says the chatter. I mean, if bonds are on the way up, then that means stocks in general should be on the way down because they have a inverse relationship to each other. But that's not quite the case, though, is it? Unless, yeah, I mean, right? That's kind of weird, right? To have bonds and stocks up at the same time because they're usually inverse of each other, historically, right? Just because of the nature of how they work, they have to be inverse. It's kind of weird when they're not. I'm gonna have to sit on that for a minute, man. Cause that's super weird. That's super weird. All right, 3 out of 4 quarters of positive income. Yes. 3 out of 4 quarters with total assets greater than total liabilities. That better be a yes. Hey, also one thing I forgot to tell you guys with this very simple screener. This has to be all yes. This has to be. If I find myself filling this out for a particular stock and I hit a no, I have to stop. I have to stop and set it aside. I have to move on. Because this is so simple of a screener that it simply has to meet all the wickets. It has to. You can relate this to Eve stuff too. A lot of people in Eve will go, oh, I just buy excavators because it's always a good value to buy them. No, fool. Sometimes it's a good value to sell them too. Sometimes it's a good value to sell them. So you gotta know when to be able. Don't fall in love with the things that you buy or want to buy. Sometimes you're gonna have to let them go because it's not good for you right then and there. Alright? Oh my god, I'm looking at you more fight. I'm looking at you more fight. Sometimes it's just not good. I have to let you go, more fight. I have to let you go. Most of the time I don't want to though. But I have to. I have to. Alright, don't fall in love with these things, guys. Don't fall in love. You have to approach this. You have to approach this objectively. Okay. Not IPO says, do you know Rossman from Rossman Group? He has a few videos of stocks. And I'm not familiar. But if you want to share them, link them, or just, actually, can you link? No, probably not, right? No. Let me see. Actually, no. I want to go to my browser. Things might be revealed if I go to my browser right now. Sorry, guys. Oh my god, Life Shifter's gonna kill me. This is legit like going on to the 4th hour of open comms. This is what we're doing, guys. Long-term debt decreasing over the last 4 quarters. Yes. Not quarter for quarter for this one, if I remember correctly. Not quarter for quarter. Okay. Positive cash and cash equivalents. Yes. That's. Looking at cash and looking at solvency for me has actually been really big. My brother really kind of educated me on that. like big time. He really advocated for that big time. Technicals, average volume of the stock 32 million, so super stable, right? Or it offers potentially more stability with 32 million stocks at play at any one time. Okay. 52-week range, 4.28 to 7.43. It's pretty good range. Pretty good range. All right, synopsis. Nearing a repeat of a 5-year low, this must be considered as a hard buy. Now, mind you, I literally typed this up like 3 days ago. That this might no longer. We may have passed the opportunity. We may have passed the opportunity. The financials seem sound at initial review, but the inconsistent dividends may be forcing the price down. Okay, that's where I was. Take it as an opportunity to buy a profitable company stock with dividends. All right, so we'll review the charts right now. I don't have anything for risk. I was not able to gather any information about risk. As far as the context of this particular form, we define risk through fundamentals. Okay, like a company in South Africa probably wouldn't be a good buy because of the stuff that's going on there right now. Things like that. That's risk, right? Not EP66. It's an hour and 15 minutes, so maybe you can talk about it next week. That link looks really short. Is that all of it? Hit me up, bro. Hit me up. Lewis Rossman. All right. So that's what we got for our basic fundamentals. What you should get out of there: good company, potential buy opportunity. If it's still there, let's take a look right now. Okay. ABEV. We're just gonna look at charts, okay, for that. But if any one of you guys want to talk shop at all, come hit me up in my Discord. Come hit me on my Discord or send me an email on Rodin or Robro, okay? And then we can talk shop, and I'll send you the link. Just look at the charts. For something that trades at 32 mil, for a stock price to be at 4.6, bro, digging it. Let's look at the 1 year first. I like starting off at the 1 year chart and then working our way back. That's just my style. Let's pull up full screen. Missing that dividend, I think, really hurt this company. I think it really hurt confidence. But it's still up. Ooh, it's actually not a bad time to buy right now. I think that's because of you see it's missing a dividend payout right here. So that's a dividend payout. That's a dividend payout. It's missing one right here, and it caused a big drop. It caused a big drop. So we've established that it's a profitable company. All right, we've established that it works through a large geographic area. I think it's a good buy. Even on technicals, it's a good buy. So let's break this. So this is the 1 year view. Let's drop back to 3 months. If you guys have money in your broker account right now, please look at this. Please look at this. Please review the SEC filings. Please review the 10Qs. Please review the 10Ks. Please look at news. But I would buy this. I would actually buy this. I would put a buy on this, where it's sitting right now at 4.5. 4.6 might be a bit. I think where it's at right now. Let's break this down to even further to 1 month. Okay. GoGo chart says they got interesting consolidated charts on their website. One thing I would caution with people when they try to start breaking this apart is whatever method you want to employ, do it in a standard manner. So if something ever goes wrong, you'll be able to more effectively find out where it actually went wrong and correct it. If you use different methods for every different company, I find that my own personal, I got burned on this really, really hard. Make sure that you can standardize it for your own purposes. Make sure you can standardize it. It makes the self QA a lot better. Okay. So These charts should be familiar with you guys because we do EVE Station Trading. We look at charts. But let's draw this back to 1 month, okay? Man, this is a buy. This is actually this is legit a buy. Well, would you buy at 4.6 or would you buy at 4.5? I would buy at 4.5. Put a buy at 4.5 because something tells me it's going to go into a trading channel between 4.5 to 4.6 within the next 2 weeks. I think it's going to sit on the trade channel until it figures out what to do. Just like the same things we look at in EVE, okay? Go charts can't say it's the one I like, but it's personal opinion. Yeah. Not epic. Do you use night mode? I'm burning my retinas looking at this for 15 minutes. I don't know how do I do night mode on Chrome? How do I do night mode on Chrome? Help me. Help me. Is there a setting? I don't know. I'm bad at this internet. But if you guys want me to do this same look with other charting platforms, yeah, we can totally do that. This is literally the first time we're airing this segment, so you guys tell me what you want to see, but do help me get to that point, please. Okay, you tell me what you want to see, and we'll get there. Just help me get there. Okay. I'm gonna write this down. Buy ABEV 4.5. Then we'll check that. Okay, we'll check that. I'll keep note of these buy and whatever we're calling buy or sell. I don't think I'll have to review my watch list, see if it's healthy enough to actually do both buys and sells. Probably not. I think in the end, what I'm gonna end up showing you guys is just stuff from my watch list as I get it. You know, as I beef up my own watch list and share with you guys. Or you can throw up a ticker. We'll take a look at it, right? Maybe we can assess your own investments, right? Not Epic says no default night mode, but apps on Chrome store for it. Yeah, I'm right on my desktop, bro. So we'll see. NEM? Yeah, let's check it out. Let's check it out. It's not like anyone's before us. It's not like anyone's after us, guys. Come on. I may have to go for a screwdriver break, though. I may have to run to go get a screwdriver. Just saying. New Mount Mining Corporation? Is that it? You know what? I was kind of looking into mining corporations as well. They kind of fell off my watch list, though. Like the financials started to not make sense anymore. Good volume, dividends. All right, let's break this apart. This is actually this is good. This is good. Let's break it apart. Let's go through the motions. Daft says, although if you do this regularly, you'll need a giant sign. This is not official. This is not financial advice. Stock trading involves potential loss. I'm on Twitch, aren't I? Shit. I'm probably. What? Internal QA. Vocalize, seriously, people use sue for their own stupidity. Really? It's nuts. All right, let's look at the financials of this. NEM, 31 bucks. Personally, well beyond my price point. I like to stay under 20 based on my bankroll. That's just me. That's probably a good thing to discuss. Bankroll management. I think a lot of people mess up on bankroll management. Daft does this an EVE and Twitch stream. You should find a stock in a salt mining company. I agree. But I think this is really cool because I think this is one of those breaking the fourth wall type things, right? Where we've been doing EVE, like we've been doing spaceship stocks, but now we're looking at real stocks and we're using the same methodologies. I don't know about you, but to me that's still EVE. Right? To me, that's still... This may not look like EVE, but the core of it is still the same EVE. It's still the same methodology. It's still the same spirit, right? To me, at least. And that's what I'm telling the managers of this Twitch channel. So help me God. Alright, financials. Financials on NEM. I'm gonna break this on. I'm not gonna look at 10Qs, guys. I'm not gonna look at 10Ks. That's gonna take way too much time. This is why I like Yahoo, because it's all in one. I prefer to look at quarterlies, okay? If you are entertained, Ronnie, I appreciate it, and we'll keep it up. I really do need I do need more drinks. Not gonna lie, I need more drinks. Alright, but we'll look at this one. Quarterly. Revenue. Gross profit. It's been... alright, 733 mil. No, not bad, not bad, not bad. Hey, thanks, NetAPO. That's why I really like the segment. I'm digging the segment right now, man. Guinness is your current drink, Ronnie. You're my hero. I miss Guinness. I can't get proper Guinness in Spain. I cannot get proper Guinness in Spain. Cannot. Daft says you need giant neon signs that are ready to stock like Kramer. Bro! If any of you guys are legit like Twitch overlay wizards, I need help with this. Like legit, I need help with this. Oh my god, sexy ads. Sexy ads. Look away, look away. You know I'm in Spain when the sexy ads are in Spanish. Legit. They should have right? Right? Alright. Alright. Gross profit. NEM. Actually, before I even delve into financials, what I actually look at, guys, is the profile. I actually look at what the company does. What the company does, where they are, location, super important in today's day and age. Super important. Ad blocker? I don't know, man. I don't know. Ronnie says, "Donde está la biblioteca?" My only Spanish. So this is a company in Colorado. Got it. 12,000 employees. Wow. Newmount Mining Corporation, together with its subsidiaries, operates in the mining industry. What do they mine, though? Gold, copper, and silver. Dig it. Dig it. I'm a silver guy. I'm a silver guy. Yeah, this is a mining company. Go. Mining company. I'm actually looking into buying like silver for real. Probably in the next 5 years. I really want to dip at least 10K in it. I really want to dip at least 10K into silver, at least. Yeah, this actually was this was recommended to us by somebody. Who was it that actually put this up? Semiconductors. I don't know enough of the industry for semiconductors to actually make an honest play. I wish I did. I just don't have enough of the base, right? Oh, Buckle Up. Okay, so this is Buckle Up's pick right here, or his recommendation. I'm liking it so far. I'm a fan of silver. I'm a fan of gold. I'm a better fan of this being of these assets being located in the United States, Australia, Peru, Ghana, and Suriname. The Americas are like, it's very mineral rich, man. It's just getting past the bureaucracy. That's the tough part. It's getting past the bureaucracy. You do own this. If you don't mind me asking, how much did you buy this for, Buckle Up? I like gross profit on quarterly. Positive operating income. I like that. Positive net income from continuing operations. I like that. We're gonna have to break this. I may have to make a separate video with this as far as how to break up the income statement, the balance sheet, and the cash flow. You got it for 32 not too long ago, right? It's quite close. Assets for mining, for hard asset companies like mining companies, or companies that make things, or companies that farm things. I'm super interested on the ratio between assets and liabilities. Super interested. Ronnie says, oh wait, Daft says, would you consider investment with negative operating statements? Hell, no, no. At least not in my, at least in the way I want to execute my portfolio plan. No sir, no sir, no sir. I'd rather put money in winners because I'm a buy and hold guy. I want to play buy and get out maybe off of dividends, but right now I really want to focus on a really good buy and hold base. Ronnie says the thing with semiconductors is that they're nearing the minimum transistor size, so Intel, which is heavily based on having an advantage in making the smallest, most efficient transistors, may have their advantage reduced to a silver overnight. So I'd say anything transistor based is higher risk than usual in the next years. Wow, I like that. I like that. Thank you, Ronnie. Appreciate that. I'm not a major financial guy myself. A negative statement scare me off. Yeah, totally, definitely. Totally. Buckle up, yeah. 822 bought it. You're long on it? Yeah, I'd be long on something like this. Totally. Assets the same, so they haven't bought any extra mines. Doesn't look like it. Of course, this could be better fleshed out on the SEC filings, guys. When you see it in something in an aggregator like this, and something like Yahoo, you have to kind of look at like, oh, is this really accurate? Because sometimes it actually isn't. Not episode. Why am I in Spain? Because the U.S. government told me to be here. Thanks, guys. I actually appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks for sending me here. Liabilities. I'm okay with that. It's roughly the same. It's roughly maintained itself. I'm okay with that. Nothing's really red flagging me here. Nothing's really red flagging me. Bro, net tangible assets. Look at that thing. Well, it's a mine, isn't it? Yeah. It needs to be quite high. All right, cash flow. Kind of scary. What's this about? Kind of scary. They bounced back good though. I'm okay with that. Ronnie says, with mining companies, I do believe you can get access to data how much they expect the next amount of minerals to cost to extract. I have seen that before, yes. It was years ago though, so. Since they can calculate very well how much it will cost to take a certain vein out of the ground in an open pit mine. Is that only for open pit mine setups? Right? Because it's going to depend on exactly what you're mining to, right? Not every government session vacation. Shh, God! Messing it up, NetAPO, God! Well, inventories on mines are done last in, first out, rather than see, I'm not too schooled. I'm not too schooled on mines, guys. Not too schooled. I'm definitely learning stuff here. Appreciate it. The same way you guys actually direct the calls in Eve. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. I'm just a mouthpiece, guys. You're the ones with the content. You guys are the content. I'm just the mouthpiece. So 3 out of 4 quarters positive net income. I mean, based on our screener, that's gonna have to be fine. That's gonna have to be okay, right? That's gonna have to be okay. Buckle up. Hold on to it. I think. Let's take a little bit, guys, because that's three showings. But if you wanna hear me, if you wanna contact me in game and send me some tickers, we can look at it for next show. Okay. Not everything's I ain't a snitch, but why do you want me to let me keep it low? Yeah, send me let me type this up. Yeah, if you guys want me to, we can look together, Eve stuff and real life stuff. All right, but just let me know. Just let me know what you want to look at. It doesn't have to be off of buys and sell calls. We can just like, hey, can you also look at this stuff? Yeah, not a big deal. The Discord, hold on. Oh no, it's my Discord. My things. I know, white Discord dev, right? That's my Discord, guys. That's specifically my market one. The one that Jushin Dragon was kind enough to make for us. Goonie DuPont, so how about this piece deal financially? 40 Fashion 40 Czar stuff. Can you confirm the yes? That's from Arif, but this is good business for goons. Yes? Yeah. Alright, where are we at? Alright, we're still looking at NEM. So this is the last thing we'll look at, guys. Alright, but if you guys want me to look at stuff, hit me up. Hit me up. The total cash flow from operating activities has been decreasing though, Buckle. Are you okay with that? Why is it decreasing? Hold on. There's a negative on change in inventories. So they're holding... Wait. This is where... Man... If we were to break out the SEC filings, I bet you we can better articulate this. It's just that the way it's done in Yahoo, it's a bit generic. Is it because of the very nature of inventory and minerals? Is that so? Are you so you're okay with that, right? No. If you're okay with it, I'm okay with it. It always trips me out that they have a column for investing activities, because sometimes that's actually not appropriate. I don't think it's or it's not. I don't think it's that relevant. I mean, right? It shouldn't be that relevant to everybody. I don't think so. All right. Now let's look at charts. Ronnie says, I think they mean value of machinery is dropping in value as it's used. For capital equipment like that, I mean, that's kind of like, that's like having a BPO, right? I mean, over time, are you going to value your BPO the same? It eventually has to have a level of depreciation if more BPCs are out the public contracts market, right? Kind of like in making that Eve connection, right? Machinery would be covered by depreciation. Yep, machinery would be covered, or capital equipment in general, right? Or whatever kind of category falls under capital investment would be covered by depreciation. So like buildings, right? Wait, do buildings count for depreciation as well? Or am I thinking wrong on that? Ronnie Hughes has a huge amount of value in 250-ton dump trucks and 200-ton rock crushers. And so yeah. Hard equipment, right? Oh my god, I just used BPO VPC to explain the financial concept. Bro, like Eve is a hyper market. It's a hyper realistic market. It's if you can think of the markets in Eve going really fast and real life markets going not as fast. But the variables that go into that scale is very similar. It's very similar. So I think so if anyone asks why are we showing like a Yahoo page in an Eve related stream, we're making the connection from Eve markets to real life markets. All right. If anyone asks, that's the answer. All right. Daph says no, Eve is an amazing financial PvP game, but for some reason they pitched it as a space combat game. All right, it's bad advertising. Super bad advertising. But just looking at financials, Buckle, the price point kind of scares me away. Not gonna lie, price point scares me away based on my bankroll. Scares me away. I'm not too schooled on mines, but if you're saying that's kind of normal, then I guess it's actually a good look on financials, right? It's a good look. It's a good look. We're gonna be real rich, and space rich. Next step for goons. I know a guy that went from mogul in Eve to day trader. Really? Which one? Is it one of the top 10 guys? I actually haven't looked at the leaderboard in like months. Alright, but let's look at charts real quick. So Buckle got this at 32. Let's look at the 1 year. bro. Wait, you got a 32. That's kind of a reasonable place to have gotten it, honestly. Looking in retrospect, based on the 1 year chart. So, yeah, we don't have a lot of technical indicators up right now. We don't. Why is that? We'll work up to it. Right now, we'll keep it simple. We're gonna keep it like looking like Eve, because I really want to hammer down the basics of using the Eve skills for real life skills. I think once we get that hammered down, we can kind of expand a little bit on the technical indicators. Looking, maybe even reading SEC filings. It can get boring, but it'll be super informative, right? You bought on that, yeah, you bought on that dip. The thing with the moving averages, though, the way it displays, it actually changes based on the scale you're looking at. The way the math kind of works out, right? If you're looking at it at a far enough scale. That late dip in August, yeah, no, that was a good place to buy. It was a good place to buy. I would have bought that. Absolutely, I would have bought that. Yeah, that was a good call. That was a good call. Not everything. I just want to be rich enough to flex my account and still up Frigates and Desi's and Navy. Same. Dav says, for those of you that actually invest, do you find you need technical knowledge in the company you're investing, or do you find financials enough information to guide your investment? Wow, that's a good question. That's a super good question. I try to, me personally, I'm not a master of technicals. I'm not a master of financial. I know just enough to not be labeled an idiot in it. But for me, what works is if I can get to a point where I can articulate what the company does, where it's going, and its basic history to someone, if I can articulate that, that means I have enough working knowledge on the company. Then using that, I can make a decision. But I usually make a decision based on the whole picture, not just one or the other. It took me kind of years to figure that out. It really sucks that it took me years to figure that out. That I need the whole picture, not just focusing on technicals. In the beginning, I was super technicals guy. And it cost me a lot of money. It cost me a lot of money to be a technicals guy. And I consider that my payment for learning it. The tuition for learning those lessons was my losses. And I'm okay with that. Because looking back, that was actually really cheap tuition based on the type of knowledge that I learned. I was more than, yeah, I'm okay with paying that tuition. But yeah, I mean, do your best to see the whole picture, because it is your in the end, it is your money. It's your real life ISK. It's your space ISK. Value it, right? Ronnie Hughes, have not detailed one in 1DQ. Just go through ship margins and stuff in the market, one by one on both, comparing prices. Yeah, that's what I do. Selling at 96% of the prices after tax is a rule of thumb. Yeah. Goody DuPont. If I would invest in anything, I would have to know all the details, and trust me, I would check the machinery myself. I'm a manufacturing engineer. Good man. All right. So for right now, I would say this is actually a buy. This is actually a buy right now. Let's drop this down to 3 months. That's buy. It just crossed the buy 2 days ago. So you got the 5-day moving average, which is the blue, just like an Eve. You got the 20-day moving average, which is the orange, just like an Eve. And it's crossing, so that's a buy signal. Okay. If you were to buy it right now, at what was that, 30, probably somewhere around like 31.5 to 31.5. Is that a good place to buy? I'm sorry, it's technically a sell, but this is like early buy, right? It's about to switch over to trending upwards. We're gonna have to flesh out how we actually do these technical calls in the real life stuff. It's similar to Eve, but it's not quite the same. It's not quite the same because we're looking at OHLC line charts, which is open, high, low, close. As you see right now, we don't have Danshin. I'm personally not a fan of Danshin. Because with open, high, low, close line charts, you don't really need Danshin. I don't think so. Goonie says it's so easy to lie with numbers compared to the real stuff in a plan. God, that's true. That's so true. I mean, how do you catch a company in a lie? It's got to make news, right? It's got to make news. Dap says management delivering on those lies is part of their job, though. Yeah, sort of, kinda. All right, so I'm gonna make a call of. I'm gonna say this is actually gonna go to a trade channel similar to this, something similar to this. All right, I'm gonna call buy. I'm gonna call buy at 31 even. Buy at 31 even on NEM. 31 even. So that's running on the assumption that's gonna sit on a trade channel. From that trade channel, who knows where it goes, man. I'm just not keen enough on the financials on mining companies. I'm really not. So I'm kind of out of my element here. I'm really out of my element. If you give me a few hours to actually go through the 10Qs and the 10Ks, I can probably make better sense of this. But right now, someone threw out a ticker and we just started looking at it. I'm calling 31 bucks NEM. Bye. Irony. At net EPO, depends on orders you use. I use about 50 orders, spend about an hour updating orders 3 to 4 times a day. Oh my god, bless your soul. And there are 45 hours each week looking for new deals when I have turned enough for my orders to have cash on hand again. Bro, that used to be my life, man. That legit used to be my life. But then I found it easier to just pay the people that do the orders. Let them do they're more than willing to offer the labor. I'll be more than happy to offer the capital. Absolutely. Absolutely. Alright. So I think that's it, guys. That's it. We've been running for a while here. We saw some sexy ads. My mom's instant messenger, Facebook Messenger showed up. Kinda cool. Talked about my brothers a lot that do stocks too. We did real life stocks in an Eve show and we referenced Eve methodologies. That's kind of cool, right? That's kind of cool. I want to continue this. Definitely want to continue this. We're gonna review. So we're gonna do the same. We're gonna do the same format. What we do in the Eve stuff, I say let's do in the real life stuff to see if we can find more similarities. Man, we'll see, man. We may be onto something, guys. But if you guys are legit, like, so this is what I'm doing too. I know I already linked my my Discord. In that Discord, I'm gonna create another room specifically for IRL stocks. Specifically for IRL stocks. So yeah, please join us. Please join us if you're interested. And let's talk shop. Let's talk shop and let's get into the nitty gritty. Let's look into the SEC filings. Let's look into proper platforms for looking at technicals. Yahoo's not the best. Well, we make do. We do this because it's a one-stop shop. That's the reason why we're doing it. But once we start talking shop, let's use actual platforms. Let's use actual platforms. Goonie says, any Aerosol Monopoly or good metagame IRL you can point us to? As far as what Aerith is involved in, bro, I'm not at that level. Bro, not at that level, man. I wouldn't know where to direct you, unfortunately. I wouldn't know where to direct you. Oh, not EPO. Shit, can you link that again? Sorry, can you link that again? And when I just copy it. Louis Rossman, right? Louis Rossman. Elon, yeah. Yeah, Elon don't care. Elon don't care. Elon don't care. He was in Joe Rogan's show. He don't care. Smart man. It's fine. All right, let me capture this real quick. But it's Louis Rossman, right? All right, got it. Cool. Alrighty, well, thank you very much, guys. So we're gonna review Eve stuff. We're gonna review real life stuff. We're gonna continue discovering the differences and see what we can do if there's some items that we can kind of flip-flop with each method. All right. So I'm not quite sure. What we started, but I'm glad that we did. All right, and I really appreciate you guys. You guys are actually the one who gave me this idea. All right, you guys are actually the one who gave me this idea. So let's see where it goes, and let's talk shop. If you guys ever want to stop by the Discord and really talk shop, like spreadsheets and all, let's do it. Let's make some money, man. Let's make some real money. Let's do this. All right, hey, I appreciate you guys. All right, and let's check it out next week. Let's check out all these calls, both the Eve stuff and the real life stuff, and let's see how accurate we're getting. All right, it seems like we can probably get a lot more collaboration with the real life stuff, since I think we have a better even playing field between all of us. Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much, guys. Really appreciate it, and we'll see you next week. Thanks, guys.